Hello everyone. In connection with the previous class, few more numericals will be discussed here using the conjugate beam method. First, first we'll see the first problem in the simply supported beams. Calculate the slopes at supports and deflection under the point load. So slopes at supports means this is the one support, the second support is this one, and deflection under the point load. This is the under the deflection under the point load, and deformation will be something like this. So beam is given here, right? Variable cross sections. Here you can see that 2i is given, 3i is given, and span. The same beam is written here. You can see that 2i, 3i, 80 kilonewton. And again, this is the real beam. Whatever the beam is given, that's the real beam or actual beam. So we know that the point load is acting away from the center. So we know the bending moment at C exactly is WAB by L. So everything is calculated here, 96 kilonewton meter. So the bending moment diagram is here. It's a linear variation because it's a point load and it's a positive value. So 96. So after that, so after finding the M diagram, that is bending moment diagram, we have to calculate the M by A diagram. So M by A diagram, before calculating the M by A diagram, we have to write the conjugate beam. So this is the real beam. So for that, conjugate beam is this one, simple supports. Or simple supports are pinned will be pinned only. Roller will be roller only in the conjugate beam. Right. So the simply supported beam will be same both in the real and conjugate beam. Conjugate beam is an imaginary beam. So once we get the bending moment value, that divided by A value. So here you can see that here 2A is there, 3A is there. Suppose here the section where the EA is changed. So whenever it is like this, so we have to take both. We have to at this junction we have to consider both the I values. Suppose you can see the maximum 96. So 96 just left of this section is 2I. So 96 divided by 2 EI is equal to 48 by A. So wherever the change of cross section, there will be a sudden change of for M by A diagram. So that I mean there will be a vertical ordinate in the M by A diagram. So you know the 96 divided by 2 is your 48 by A, and again 96 divided here you can write side right of this section is 96 divided by 3 is 32.8. 32 divided by A. So after that we can write this M by diagram as like this one. It varies like this. It goes like this. So whatever the M by diagram, that will be the loading on the conjugate beam. Now you can see this is the conjugate beam that will be loading, and I have divided this whole loading into two parts. This is one part and this is the other part. So center of gravity is also mentioned, area 1, area 2. So area is equal to load here. You have to remember that one. This is the area, whatever the area, that is equal to load. So load will be always acting at the center of gravity. So first we have to find the reactions here. So RA plus RB minus whatever the vertical load acting downward. So 1 by 2 into 3 into 48 by A minus 1 by 2 into 2 into 32 by A. So that is the one. So again, summation MA is equal to 0. Take moment about this point, then you will get the RA and RB values. Once we get the RA and RB, we have to find the slope at here. Slope means here in the original beam. So we have to find the slope at here. To find the slope at here, we have to take the shear force at same section in the conjugate beam. Here I have to take. So when see that shear force left of this section is only RA is there. So therefore theta A is equal to shear force at A in the conjugate beam. So this is very important. Shear force at A in conjugate beam. Therefore theta A is equal to RA is equal to 51.73 divided by A. Slope at B. Now slope at B we have to calculate it. Where is this here? We have to calculate the slope at B. So slope at B that is equal to shear force at that section in the conjugate beam. So shear force at that section in the conjugate beam is just right of the force right of that section. We see that we will have only minus RB, because you can see that this RB is acting upward direction. We know this as per this shear force connection sign convention. So the force right of this section will be acting upward. Therefore it's a negative. It's a minus RB. So again RB we know that value substituted. Slope at C. Slope at C means here. So right mids I mean exactly below the load. So this is how it is deformed. We have to find the slope at C. Slope at C is means shear force at C in the conjugate beam. So shear force at C means this is the vertical upward, this is the downward load. So therefore RA minus 1 by 2 into 3 into 40 by A. So that you can see that here RA minus 1 by 2 into 3 into 40 by A. So we simplify that, you will get this answer. So deflection at C, again, deflection we know that. So if we want to find the deflection at any section in the real beam, that's equal to bending moment in the corresponding section in the conjugate beam. So this we know that sign convention positive. And YC, deflection at C, right? Deflection at C is this one. Just a minute. So deflection at C exactly here. So we have to take the bending moment of forces or loads which are left of the section or right of the section as about the section. Now RA into 3. So again here we have the load 1 by 2 into 3 into 40 by A into from this distance between the center of gravity of this load, this triangular load here to the section section C, right? So that will be your bending moment at C in conjugate beam. So RA into 3 that's given. Solve that, we will get the answer. So next problem, we'll move on to next problem, that is a beam AB, again same here, but EA is constant, span 6 meter, carries a point load of 45 kN at acting at a distance of 4 meter from the left end. Find slope at A and deflection under the point load. E value is given, I value is given. So use the conjugate beam method. So again, if you don't know the formula, this WAB by L, you have to find the reactions, RE and RB. Take moment about this, that will be your bending moment diagram. Again, it's a positive. So EA is constant. So therefore 60 kN is there, 60 divided by EA constant. So this will be your loading on the conjugate beam. Simply supported beam, again in the conjugate beam also, it's a simply supported. It will not change. So again, summation V is equal to 0. So upward reactions, downward force, this is the downward force. Again, two areas we have taken. Here is the one area, second area. Therefore, area R plus RB is equal to 180 divided by A. So take moment about this area section, so point A. So then we'll get the RE and RB values. So after getting the reactions, so slope at A. So we wanted to find the slope at A. So here we have to find its slope. This is the is deformed. So to find the slope at A, we have to take the shear force at section A. Just see the forces acting which are left of the section, only RA. So theta A is equal to RA divided by RA. We know that 80 by A. Substitute the A value, we'll get this answer. Then deflection at C. So YC, right? Deflection at C means here in the real beam. So deflection at the real beam, that is equal to bending moment at the same section in the conjugate beam. So I have to take the RA into 4 meter and again 1 by 2 into 4 into 60 by A. Distance between the center of gravity of this load into this section. That will be the bending moment about. You can see that bending moment at C in conjugate beam. So whatever I said, that this is the value. Then finally we'll get this value substitute upon substituting the A value. So next we'll move on to the other problem. Calculate the slopes at A, B, C, D. So we have to calculate the slopes at the different points and deflection at C and D. Now you can see that this is a variable section. I is there, 2I is there, 3I is there. So this is the real beam which is given. So 50 kN is acting here, 100 kN is acting. As soon as we see that there is a change of cross section, definitely M by A diagram also there will be ordinate. So first we have to calculate the reactions. The reaction summation V is equal to 0, RA plus RB is equal to this vertical downward load, and take summation MA is equal to 0. We can find the RA and RB values. So you can see that RB is equal to 83.33 and RA is equal to 66.67. So by using these values, we can find the bending moment diagram, the bending moment at C. So we are calculating bending moment at here. So 66.67 into 3 meter is equal to 200 kN. It's shown here. And bending moment at D is equal to, so 66 here again, that into 6 meter minus 50 into 3 meter, then it will be 250 kN. Here is the 250 kN under D, 200 kN at C. So this is again linear variation of bending moment because its beam is subject to point loads. So after that, once we get the M diagram, it's the bending moment diagram. So we have to divide the M divided by EA values, corresponding EA values. So for that, so already we have the bending moment values here and here. So take this 200 kN. So here you can see that section at C, left side is I, right side is 2I. So 200 divided by I is 200 divided by I only. So keep the point same there only. Then again right side 200 divided by 2 is 100 by I. So there will be a change in, there is a change in the M by I diagram value at that section, that is what there is a vertical ordinate. So again remaining other values you just connect it. So again when it comes to here, the same thing, whatever the ordinate is there, bending moment ordinate 250. 250 divided by 2 is your 125 value, and again 250 divided by 3 is 83.33. So that's the vertical ordinate there again. So again we connect these points. So again same, that is the continuation of that. So that will, this will be your loading on the conjugate beam. This is the conjugate. supports and conjugate beam. So loading on the conjugate beam. Again, the whole loading is divided into simple different parts. We know that. So this is a triangular, and again this is a trapezoidal, but that can be converted into a triangular and a rectangular, and again this is again one more triangular. Now we wanted to find the again reactions in the conjugate beam also. This is a conjugate beam, imaginary beam. So summation V is equal to 0. We can find the whatever the upward reactions equal to downward load. So again summation MA is equal to 0. You take moment about this uh, support. So we'll get the RE and RB values. Once we find the reactions, then we can move on to finding the slopes and deflections. Slope at A. So we have to find the slope at A in the real beam. This is a real beam. So that's equal to shear force at A in the conjugate beam. So shear force at A in the conjugate beam, this is just a take section. So left of the section is only RA. So that is theta A is equal to RA. That's whatever the reaction will be your slope at A. Slope at B. The slope at B is equal to theta B is equal to shear force at B in the conjugate beam. So slope at B, where is the B? So we can see that this is a B. So just to take a section at slope at B, we have to find it. This is a deformed shape. I will write it here. So this is a deformed shape of the beam. So slope at B, just to take a section. So you can see that you can take shear force left of the section or right of the section. It's better to take right of the section because only one reaction is there. That's the upward reaction, that is minus RB. Because we can see that we know the signs conventions, left up, right down, positive. So therefore, it's acting right up, right of the section. That's negative minus RB. So that's why minus RB is, so directly you can get this value. Slope at C. Slope at C, for the slope at C, just slope at C. Yeah, exactly, here we have to find the slope now. To find the slope there, you can take the shear forces at that section. So RA minus whatever the load which is acting downward. Algebraic sum of vertical force on left of the section C will be slope at C. Therefore, theta C is equal to, so shear force at C in the conjugate beam, theta C is equal to RA upward force minus load, that is one triangular load minus this value. So this triangular, whatever the load is acting downward. So after that, so after substituting the values, then we can find the slope at C. Similarly, we have to find the slope at D. To find the slope at D, so always you see that whether we can take left of the D. So we have to, here we have to find it. So here we have so many four load triangles and rectangles. Better to take the right of that section. So it will be easy. Suppose if I wanted to slope at D, so you have to take the shear force right of the section, or left of the section is also okay. So it's better. It's very less components are there in the right of the section. Better you can take right of the section. So only minus RB divided by minus RB minus plus 83 point this triangular half into whatever the span here into 83.33 here. So you can see that same values are substituted here. Minus RB plus 1 by 2 into 3 into 83.33 by 8. After simplifying, we'll get the theta D values. So deflection at C, because always here we get negative because it's an anti-clockwise rotation. So deflection at C and deflection at D, we have to find it. So again, we go to the same M by A diagram. That is, so you can see that. So now we have to find the deflection at C. When we wanted to find the deflection at C, so we have to take the moments of forces which are acting left of the section about that C. So now RA into 3 meter, I think 3 meter. Then again, whatever the load is acting here, 1 by 2 into 3 into 200 divided by A. So there is a distance between the centroid of the triangle to the section C. So that is considered. So the moment of the forces which are, so you can see that YC deflection at C, bending moment at C in the conjugate beam. So what are the bending moment values? We have to take the bending moment of loads and reactions about that C. So we'll get that RE into 3 into minus 1 by 2 into 3 into 200 divided by 2, 1 by 3 times of 3, that is. So that is the value of deflection at C. Similarly, deflection at D is bending moment at D in conjugate beam. So again, I have to find the deflection in the real beam at D. So for that, again, take the corresponding section at D in the conjugate beam. You can take forces moment of all these forces about D and left of the section or right of the section. Better you take the right of section because only two components. That is my, so it is RB into I think 3 meter. I think 3 meter. This is anti-clockwise positive and clockwise negative 1 by 2 into 3 into minus 83.33 divided by A. That you can see this here minus RB into plus 1 by 23 into 83.33 into here. So RB into 3 minus 1 by 23 into 83.33 divided by A into, that's whatever the distance between the center of the triangle to the section D. That will be YD value. The centered of distance here. So from here to here is the centered is written here. Here to here is the 1 by 3 times of 3. Next, we'll move on to the other problem. It's problem number 4. Here you can see that calculate the maximum slopes and deflections of a simply supported beam subjected to a point load at the midspan using the conjugate beam method. So you can see that 100 kN is acting at exactly E. Here we have 2 meter, 2 meter. It's a symmetrical load. RA is equal to RB is equal to 50 kN. So write the bending moment diagram. Again, it's a point load. It's a linear variation. So therefore, 50 into 3 meter is 50 into 3 meter is 150 kN meter. So R values for WL4 is the standard equation. It's a positive again. So the beam deforms something like this. So we wanted to find the, so after finding the bending moment diagram, so for divide the BMD values by corresponding I values. So here we have 100 kN because 50 into 2 is a 100 bending 100 kN meter, 100 kN meter, 150 kN. So divide these values by the corresponding adjacent cross-sectional the I values. You can see that. Now first to write the conjugate beam. So this is the conjugate beam. Again, once it's written the conjugate beam, then we have to apply the load on the conjugate beam. The load on the conjugate beam is always M by EI. So what is here we have the M values. So M divided by M is here 100. 100 divided by I is 100 by I. Then again 100 divided by 2I is 50 by I. Right? Again it's 150 exactly to this section. 150 divided by 2 is 75. So again it's always a linear variation because you said that it's a point loads are acting. Again, so again it's a change of cross section. That's why it's a vertical coordinate. Again here also you can see that 50 into 2 is 100 kilometer bending moment diagram. 100 divided by I is 600 divided by I only. 100 divided by 2I is 50 divided by I EI. So this is how the M by I diagram for the conjugate beam, which will be acting as a load for the conjugate beam. Once it is written conjugate beam subjected to loading, so I think here I have shown the taken different areas. Here one triangular, that's area 1, one small rectangular area 2, here again one triangular area 3, here one more rectangular area 4, this is again a triangular area 5, and again this one is area 6. So it's just for simplifying the calculations. So summation V is equal to 0, so I have to find the reactions. So whatever the upward reactions equal to downward forces, so that's the equal taken. Then again take moment about A, then we'll get the RA and RB values. Due to symmetry, we can say that so RA is equal to RB is equal to Smith because we can see that's a symmetrical loading on the conjugate beam. So slope at A is maximum because we know that slope at A is the reason is always the slope at A is maximum, deflection at the center is maximum. So slope at A is equal to shear force at A in the conjugate beam. So here we have to take the shear force at A in the conjugate beam, that is RA. So we know the RA values, that is the theta wave. So deflection at midspan, we have to find it. That's the maximum. So YE is equal to bending moment at E in the conjugate beam. So we have to find the bending moment at E in the conjugate beam. So this is where I want to find the bending moment at E. To find the bending moment at E, first RA into 3 meter, that is the clockwise, minus 1 by 2 into 2 into 100. That is given here 1 by 2 into 2 into 100, that's minus anti-clockwise from the distance between the center of this triangular row to the E. So that is 1 plus 2 1 by 3 times of 2. You can say 1 plus 1 by 3 times of 2 minus again here one more triangle rectangular is there here, that is 1 into 50 by A and distance is 0.5 meter. So that you can see that 1 into 50 divided by 0.5 minus 1 by 2 into 1 into 25 divided by EI into 1 by 3 into I. This is the small triangle here. You can see that this small triangle. So the ordinate is 1 to 25 divided by A. So 1 by 2 into length is 1 meter into 25 divided by EI into from the distance between center of this triangle to this E, this section is 1 by 3 times of 1. 1 by 3 times of 1. So after calculation, we'll get this for deflection at the below the load. So again, the same. This also this problem is also like a previous problem. The only thing is this beam is subjected to uniform distributed load of 10 kN per meter, i.e. And 2I. So again, distance 31 meter. So it's subjected to uniform distributed load. We know the bending moment diagram is always parabolic in nature. So otherwise, if you do not know, again you find the reactions. So RA is equal to RB is equal to WL by 2. So 30. So if I want to find the bending moment at C exactly here, the bending moment here is, so 30 into 2, reaction whatever 30 is, 30 into 2 minus the load is here. So that is 30 into 2 minus 10 kilometer, 10 into 2 length into 1 by 2 times of 2. So that will be the 40 kilometer at here. So again, we have to calculate the bending moment here. I have shown here how to calculate the bending moment here, or else you can use the formula WL square by 8 also directly. That is also, that also will give the, so again here this is called as the M diagram. So positive bending moment diagram. It's a parabolic in nature. So we know that here whatever the values we get 40, 45, 40. So here change of cross section is there. So that's why we have to divide this value by I values. So 40 divided by I is 40 by EI, and 40 divided by 2 is 20 by A. So there is a ordinate here. Then again 45 divided by 2 is 22.5. Again it's a variation is always a parabolic, and again this side also parabolic, and again here whatever the 40 divided by 2a is the 20a, and 40 divided by 1 is 40a. So again it's a symmetrical, you can say that. So here also is the loading is symmetrical, here also the loading is symmetrical on the conjugate beam. This is a conjugate beam. So again I have taken many small areas here. One is the one parabola here, one rectangular here, again one more parabola here, and again other side is again symmetrical with respect to this section E. This is called as a M by A diagram. So we have to find the reactions in the conjugate beam, that summation V is equal to 0. So I have given already how to take the areas of this parabolas in the moment area method 2 by 3 to base into ordinate. So like that, again one rectangular here, one more parabola here, again one more parabola here, one more rectangular here. So this value is again one more parabola here. So after doing this, because of symmetry, we can directly say that RA is equal to RB is totally divided by 2. Also, we can make it due to symmetry. Or else, if you do not know, if you do not need to worry, if it is unsymmetrical, then you have to take moment about A. So here I have shown the procedure how to take that moment about A. It's a very basic formula. So basic procedure. So we can find the RE and RB. After getting the RE and RB, we have to find the slope at A. So slope at A means here. So we are here. We have to find the slope at A. So this is the deformed shape of the beam. So we have to find the slope at A. So slope at A is equal to shear force at A in the conjugate beam. So left of the section is only RA. So theta A is equal to RA is equal to RA, whatever the reaction is getting. So that will be the slope at B. So slope at C we have to find it. So slope at C is here. Here we have to find the slope again at this section. So when we wanted to find slope at A, you have to take the section here. So you see the number of forces which are acting left of the section. RA minus 2 by 3 of 2 into 40 by A. You can see that whatever I said that it's written here. So that is the slope at C. Here slope at E we have to take. Slope at E is again here mid span. Here again here. Yeah, you can see that it's a small with the curve. You can see that. So here we have to calculate the slope at E. So again RA minus 2 by 3 into 2 into 40. You can see that same value I have written here. Slope at E, yeah, the same value written. And again 1 into 20 by A is this one, this small rectangular here. And again one more minus 2 by 3 into 1 into 22.5. You can see that there's that values here, these two values. So you can see that after calculation we are getting 0. The reason is so since it's a simply supported beam and it's a symmetrical loading, the slope at always in the mid span is 0 because the curve is very flat at the mid span. Here I have shown. So again, deflection we have to find the at midspan. So deflection at midspan YE, the beam, the real beam is equal to the bending moment at E in the conjugate beam. So again you can see that you go to the diagram. So now I have to find the here deflection at E. To find the deflection end, I have to take the bending moment about E. So bending moment about E is RA into 3 meter. That you can see that RA into 3 meter minus 2 by 3 into 2 into 40 by A into this distance. So that's related to this one, this triangle. 2 by 3 into not triangle, parabolic. So this parabolic. So this parabolic, this is a load. The area of this parabolic is equal to load. So and the centroid will be somewhere here. From the distance between the centroid to here is 3 by 8 times of 2 plus 1 meter. That's shown here. 3 by times of 2 plus 1 meter. Again minus 1 by 1 into 20 by a into 0.5 is this one. So here you can see that the small rectangular is there. So 1 into 20, 20 by a. So from here to here distance is 0.5 meter. And again here one more parabola is there. So 2 by 3 into base is 1 meter into 22.5 divided by a, that into, so distance between center of this parabola to this one is 3 by times of 1 meter. That you can see in this I have written. Yeah, same thing I have written here, 3 by times of. So therefore finally after simplification this will be the value. So that's it. Problems on the conjugate beam method. Thank you very much.